Now, from Into Tomorrow, this is an ITTV special report.
Nearly 1,500 exhibitors from all around the world are showing some of the latest, coolest gadgets here at the 51st IFA. We're now joined by the men who lead the team that actually puts on this very successful show every year. Let me introduce first our Executive Director of IFA and Vice President of Messe Berlin, the company overall in charge of many of these trade show fairs here, is Mr. Jens Heithecker. Mr. Heithecker, welcome back Into Tomorrow. I like how you jump to attention when I use Mr. because it's usually just Jens.
Yes, hello Dave.
How are you?
I'm fine, you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks, and I know why you guys are smiling because it is a very successful show. And his, to the right-hand man, so to speak, as it is to his right, is the Senior Executive Manager of IFA, is Mr. Dirk Koslowski. Mr. Koslowski, hello, how are you?
Hi, Dave.
Nice to see you as well.
Cheers.
We were talking before we went on the air about why you guys are smiling so much because I've known you for many years. This is our 9th IFA. We're very proud to have broadcast from here 9 times now. And at this 51st IFA, the smiles are all around because the exhibitors are happy, you guys are happy, your team's happy. You're breaking more records again. Great attendance, almost 1,500 exhibitors. And from around the world, truly a more international show than ever before.
Yeah, you're right. What we have seen, exhibitor side, trade visitor side, it's more international, much more international from all over the continents. And I think the best description for the show we got from a Japanese journalist. He told us the mood he felt in this show this year is energized.
Really?
An energized industry, energized retailers, energized public.
As we travel the show floors here in, 28 halls, and it's not even enough. You're building 2 more halls, I think, probably in the next couple of years. We'll have those filled as well. But we do feel that energy on the show floor, and I know you guys feel it as well. It is palpable. You know, you can go out there and see the excitement. A lot of it is networking, whether it's retailers or buyers or otherwise that are so involved in this industry. Everybody's excited about talking with each other and how maybe they can even have some, as you guys call it here, cooperation with other companies and work on some unique products. That's happening all over the show floors here.
For me, I've now 10 years of IFA in my lifetime here, and it's after 10 years it seems to be the most successful IFA I ever seen. And if you see all the economic environment, all the uncertainties in the markets, if you see the financial markets at the moment, of course before the show we got the feelings by the industry, what will happen the next half of the year, what will happen to the Christmas season, what will happen to the retailers at the show. And now they're released. They feel it's a good mood in the show. The retailers are coming, not only coming, are ordering, are interested in new products, and they feel it should be a good second half of the year. It should be a good Christmas season, and that's the great success of IFA.
And certainly with this show being before the holidays, it is important for retailers to know what the consumers are going to be wanting, have them in stock, these products ready to be sold.
Honestly, it's really sensational what happened here. It's not just the economical background. It's even the situation, especially in Germany. If we take a closer look at the TV market in 2010 in Germany, according to the World Championship in soccer, the sales numbers, the sales units were breathtaking. And if you compare those numbers to the first 2 quarters of this year, it was quite hesitant in terms of consumers. And that was the reason why the expectation has been quite high this year, and yeah, that raised the bar for us. And so, as Jens told you, the exhibitors now are released because the retailers floating the business areas, and that's a good sign. That's really pretty positive.
And
for
of
us.
course, you mentioned World Cup, which was really driving sales, especially of HD TVs last year. Next year, we've got the Olympics coming up, and that typically drives more sales. This year, for retailers to be happy about things like HD TV sales and going into a holiday season, excited about it, with no major world sporting event happening necessarily, that's a good sign. That just means that the consumers are accepting these products and wanting them, and they're feeling that here at IFA, no doubt. And this year, for the first time, companies like Dell exhibiting, which is pretty cool too, and more American companies getting in. And because we're from America typically, we wanted to make sure that there's more and more of that happening, and you guys are working hard to make sure more companies from around the world come in.
Well, of course we do. We travel a lot. We are in talks with a lot of companies abroad, of course. But I think it's not only about international companies. How international is Sony? If you have Sony Germany inside, if you have Sony Japan inside, or Sony America. The question for us is more, we see in the past we had a discussion, will the IT industry get the lead in the living room or the TV industry? And what we see now here and what we feel now, the TV industry is in the lead and the IT industry is following. And that's what we see here, and especially from the American IT industry, we see much more demand for space, for presentations, and that's good for us.
And we didn't even have a chance to talk about appliances. This year, even more companies showing some really cool high-tech appliances for the home as well. We'll see more of that, of course, when you hit us up at intotomorrow.com. We're showing you all sorts of neat things from the show floor, and we can expect more excitement from the 52nd annual IFA next year. Thank you for joining us today on the program. Next week, 3 more hours of exhibitors and show excitement from IFA here in Berlin. I'm Dave Graveline for Into Tomorrow. Know you can capture all 3 hours of every broadcast from our friends at streamguys.com via our site at intotomorrow.com. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned next week for IFA Part 2.